Might as well. Okay, welcome, folks. This is my channel. I don't even really know how to start because this is going to be my second attempt at a live stream because the audio for the last one was a little messed up, I guess is the easiest way to say it. I had my mic and my computer speaker on, and it just had this nasty echo. So I want to try to redo this real quick. Probably not take up as much last time as I did before. But again, if you're here from Captain Havoc's channel, thank you. If you're not here from there, please go check out his channel. He does Bleach YouTube videos and other anime manga. He helped me out. We did a collab video together, and hopefully we'll be doing more in the future. So please go check out his channel, like and subscribe for there. And welcome here again to my 2 cents, or 2 cents wanted. I want to start off by talking about Bleach, and that's really what I'm going to be covering for a little bit because, you know, Bleach has a resurgence, and I think most of us in the anime and manga community are excited for that. So I just want to talk about that, give my review for the chapter. I'm not going to do page by page breakdown because if you want to see that, you can go check out DBZ Imran's video or Mr. Tomo. He did a great one as well. But we also will be referencing DBZ Imran again later, because he did a fantastic video on Hell, and I have a little prediction I want to put out there, going based off of the theory at the end of his video. So without further ado, my 2 cents. Starting off, I wanted to give a review for the Bleach chapter. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. I know that seems... when I use the 10 scale, I use the 10 scale. So if it's a 5 or a 6, it's about average. So 8 is exceptional. So there are 2 reasons that I took off 2 points from the score, and that is Yamamoto and Ichigo Zangetsu. Now, Yamamoto, I'm upset that Yamamoto is in Hell, and I'm not upset with him because he is in Hell. I'm upset with him. I'm not upset with him. I'm upset with Kubo for him still existing. He's going against what he had the Quincy's abilities do, which is essentially destroy souls. Now, to be fair, in reference to the Quincy's destroying souls, it was always in reference to actually hollows. It never really actually specified it for Quincy's, but we can just assume, by extension, we assume when you're talking about souls, you're also including Soul Reapers in that. So I think we just fair to assume that he was destroyed because Yuha really did obliterate his body. He didn't just cut him in half with a spirit weapon and then leave him out. He stepped on his head and blew him up. So Yamamoto shouldn't be in Hell. That's kind of a lore-breaking thing, and that's why I think it's so big. It's kind of a plot hole, and it's kind of a big thing in my opinion. So that's why I had to deduct a whole point for that. That's just kind of egregious. Now, Kubo may in the future, and that's why I wanted to do the dislikes first. There's only 2. And they're kind of contingent upon things. Kubo can clarify exactly how Quincy abilities destroy souls. Maybe it's not applicable to Shimigami, or in the sense that maybe Yamamoto is too strong to have his soul destroyed. But unfortunately, Soul Reapers are already in their soul form, and we watched Yuha obliterate him. And unfortunately, because I do like the character, one of the coolest ways I've seen a death in all of Bleach, like it's cut in half and then it's like star, boom. It's the animation's gonna be fantastic. But moving on to the second thing I disliked, Zangetsu is possibly in its sealed form. I don't like the look of it. I don't like the fact that it's in its Soul Society form. That is a problem, for several reasons. One, we know he gets an actual Zanpakuto, and so that kind of creates an issue with it being the Soul Society form. On top of that, I've seen people say that, well, we watched this Bankai get destroyed, and we saw that under it is the original, but we knew that because because the way the Bankai works is he overlays the blades, one becomes a sheath for the other, and they form into one large blade. which is by the way, my favorite Zangetsu design. It's probably my favorite Bankai design in all of Bleach. So I love the sword, and I don't like the fact that it looks the way it was. Now again, this may be just its seal form, and if it is, I'm excited because that means we get an actual Shikai release from Zangetsu, and that has me so jazzed. I'm just like I'm so excited about that because it could be something cool like break the chains of fate, or anything along those lines. Ichigo's motif of changing fate or being a savior, like that would be awesome. Or it could be something as simple as release Zangetsu. Either way, I'm excited if that is the case, and this is why I said they're contingent. This could go straight out of 10 this could be a 10 out of 10 if those two things were fixed or referenced beforehand. Like I would have appreciated to see Ichigo release the Zanpakuto to let us know that yes, Ichigo's training in the Soul King's palace wasn't for nothing. And also, I think it's clear to say I do love Ichigo and his 1,000-Year Blood War outfit and Zangetsu. The other reason it can't be, I've seen in Bleach Brave Souls, trying to take in all the information we can from the different mediums we have. In Bleach Brave Souls, it is pointed out that it looks like a constant Bankai, and it's implied that that is his Bankai, which I don't like at all. Ichigo can't be in a constant release Bankai, and that can't be the right sword because the wrappings and handle don't match the original Soul Society Zangetsu, and neither and it also just doesn't make sense that a constant release Bankai Ichigo would never be allowed to live in the world of the living, that he would be too dangerous for a place like that. So no matter how much that badge nerfs him, he's basically almost the Soul King, so he couldn't just live there. So that's a problem. But really those are the only two things, Zangetsu and Yamamoto. But again, Kubo can fix those things. It would have been appreciative for him to let us know if he was changing things or retconning something beforehand. But as of right now, those are kind of plot holes in a way. Going forward, I think I should move on to things I like. So moving on to things I liked everything else. Everything else about the chapter is fantastic. I want to start out with my favorite thing, which is the nice quiet moment Renji, Rangiku, and Ichigo have. It's awesome. Let's go out for drinks. And like, it feels great for me, for someone who was a kid when Bleach started, and now I'm an adult. Ichigo was a teenager, and now he's an adult with a kid. He has he wants to go drinking, and he has a career. Like, to me, that's awesome. Those quiet moments are always the best. They either enhance a story later, or they end up retroactively making things better, like the Shunsui and Chad moment in Soul Society arc. I think that's fantastic. But going on to some of the other things I like the Atao moment. I like the Yu Hara. The new lieutenants are awesome. Not just that they're awesome, but the things that they do to change the story. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Sorry, going back. So going back to the Ichigo moment, I like it because if anyone's read Injustice and they know about the scene between Superman and Batman, the scene where they're talking about Lois being pregnant, that scene enhances everything that happens in the comic and kind of makes it more emotional. It makes it more potent when things when the things in the comic happen. And I'm hoping that this moment will also be a catalyst for things that happen later in the story. It might seem inconsequential at first, but those soft, quiet moments usually do enhance the story in some way. So I do like that. Moving on to the new lieutenants, I think that their uniqueness and how much people are attaching themselves to these new characters is awesome. Like, we have a character with a disability and a character who's kind of like a modern kind of social media girl, and I think those things are great for Bleach. It gives it a bigger audience. I like that Yu Hara is a Hakuda specialist, which Lisa is also very good at Hakuda, and I think that's going to be an interesting thing for Squad 8. Um, Atao has so much potential for his character. I think that he could really be like the new Shuhei in a way. He has this like style about him, a mystique, and I think most people are excited to see where his character goes. Looking at some of the things I think Kubo does well, he does group fights well. Like in FKT, when the Visors show up, the group fight, the coordination between them is fantastic. Same thing here. We have Yu Hara and Atao attack a hollow. Atao destroys it. I think that's how you say his name. Atao destroys it. Yu Hara cracks the bones, then flies off, does her thing, kills 2 more hollows in brutal fashion, and then you have Akon blow up the legs of one hollow, and then a bird hollow tries to swoop in and take him out, but then Kira shows up and cuts his foot 7 times and drops on the hollow with like a massive amount of weight to destroy the skull. That's awesome. I think Kubo's definitely going to do more coordinated fights in the future, especially when I get into the prediction section. Another thing I like, the Hell Butterflies. They never had Rayo in their name, never had Spirit, and I think some people definitely picked that up early on, but nobody really thought anything of it, aside from it was just weird. We just thought they were like communication devices somehow, so that's interesting. But, and it shows that Kubo has the ability, even if he never planned for the Hell Butterflies to actually have like a legitimate purpose, it shows that he's really good at adapting, and he adapted these things that were just kind of different in a way, and I think that really shows off how well his writing is. And even if it was pre-planned, it's even better because he waited this entire time, had this thing floating in our faces the entire time, and we never knew more, we never were aware of what he could potentially be doing with these characters. So I'm excited for that as well. Now I want to move on to my prediction and expectations for the series. Now, as far as predictions go, Kubo has taken from Buddhism, Christianity, stuff like that for his lore building and his characters. I want to kind of put a prediction out there for what I think is going to happen. These things kind of have a similar motif. All of them have an apocalypse, and I think I found that Buddhism has, a certain part of Buddhism has an apocalypse that involves 7 suns. And I'm excited to see if Kubo is going to use that, and that's my prediction. I think that's where he's going to go. I think we're going to see a cosmological shift in Bleach. I think these characters, these Hellspawns, I'd rather call them Hellspawns, are going to try to create imbalance and bring the world back to where it was before. So I'm looking forward to that. If Kubo does go this route, I think we're going to see more of those group fights I just said, because there's probably going to be 7 antagonists, and this goes into the 7 Sun thing. There's going to be 7 antagonists with Halo-like, like we see in the more angelic, chimeric, biblical versions of angels and hellspawns that he's drawing. Kubo really seems like he wants to go a horror route with this. They're going to be the villains, and I think our stronger characters have to group up to actually beat these people. These characters are going to be like the pillars that cause imbalance or cause the world to flood in to the world of the living, or potentially Soul Society. If you want to know more about this theory, the Heaven Reverse theory is what I call it, check out DBZ Imran's video on Hell. He has a great explanation of Hell, and he even goes into this theory with tweets and pictures and translations and all this. So check out that video. But going further, I think these 7 creatures, Hellspawns potentially, are going to be the pillars that cause this, and our heroes are going to have to defeat them to bring the world back to the way it's supposed to be. And I don't know how successful that's going to be. I actually think there's going to be a permanent damage or permanent change to the cosmology of Bleach. I think that's where Kubo's going with this. Just when I seen Xyloparo, or Xyloparo, however you want to say the name, when I saw the halo with his yoke kind of look like that, and the way it looked almost like a sun, I was like, this dude, I think this is where Kubo's going. Like, it instantly popped in my head when I saw it. So I'm excited to see if that's where Kubo goes with it. As far as what I expect typical Kubo writing. I expect him to have his characters dripped out. I mean, he has the best fashion sense of any manga, I think. His character designs are always fantastic, so I'm excited to see what he does with these characters and what their future looks are going to be. Hopefully, we'll get like a legitimate gang fight, so like Ichigo, Uryu, Chad, or Hime, just all fighting together for once against one enemy. That would be awesome. But yeah, that's what I expect. That's a quick little video to try to summarize what was in the last video, the audio. I'm going to leave it up just in case anyone does want to watch that video. Had a little bit more detail in it, but the audio was bad. But if you do prefer this is just a summation of the last video. I appreciate you. Please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the future. Thank you.